In a classroom, we were all focused on our studies. Two students make a paper flight and throw it at one of the students. The student then takes the paper plane and begins to read what was written. She was very happy for someone who sent me a flying letter with something written for her. She was very happy with one account, so one wondered if she would say she would. She says it was obvious the man liked her. She then looks back and smiles at the man. The man realizes the mistake he had made and regrets it. As a woman looked at him happily, he wondered what he was going to do. Sometime later, class ends and everyone leaves. The man takes this chance to leave the room without the woman noticing him. The woman began to pick up men's hair, but did not find it. Later, the man was on the street when he looks back and is startled by the woman. She tells him that she saw his message. The man asks what she was talking about and says it was the paper plane message. The man then says that message was not meant for her, but the wind ended up rising for her. She said the eagle was fate, but the caretaker said he didn't credit her with fate. The man tries to leave, but the woman runs after him. He tells her to cut it out, but she says that no one has invited a guest to the prom yet. Elle then tells her to invite another one, but she said no one wanted to ask her as she was complicated. She said the eagle was a newcomer to her. She then asks if he already had a date for the ball. He said he didn't want to go to prom, so he specified studying. She then says that she could help the man as her grades were the best in the class. Elle then asks what she wanted in return. She said her dream has always been to go to prom and be treated like a queen. The question was whether she really asked who was a prom like her. She says yes, and that she would help him later. She then says that she was the best student in the room. Elle then asks what to do clarified. She says that the first step would be for him to study. He said he could teach him how to do it. She said the property called her name from that moment on. The man then says he would do as she was told, and the two leave hand in hand. Later, the two were at the woman's house studying. She begins to show the man why people end up feeling sleepy after eating. She says that when the digestive system is working, the body sends a lot of blood to it. This makes some people very sleepy after eating. She says that it was normal in some cities for people to lie down after eating for some time to be able to better digest the food, but that he cannot lie down for too long, as that would harm his body. She says that at that time, the man didn't have to worry about studying, he could just lie in his bed, not doing anything special. The man then says that that was too hard to do and that he had better cheat. She then asks if the man did those things and he says yes, he even learned to make paper airplanes for it. She then says that that was wrong. He said it was wrong for him to get low grades. The woman then said that he was going to stop that, he was going to start learning how to get better grades. She then said she would help him with that. Sometime later, everyone in the room was taking a test. The teacher starts walking among them, watching them not to let them cheat. He said the man needed to improve his grades and congratulated other female students on their results. He then said that he didn't need to talk about the woman as she was the best student in the room. The man then agrees that he needed to improve his grades. Some female students thank the teacher for his praise, but another asks if her grades were bad. The teacher does not answer and says that they were supposed to continue taking the test. The woman then throws a paper airplane to the man. He thanks you and starts reading the paper. One of the students starts to suspect that, but the woman tries to hide it. Sometime later, the student goes to the woman. The woman asks what she wanted from a student, asks if she was helping the man cheat in class. The woman said yes, as they were studying together. The student says the man was just using her. I said the student was wrong and the man would never do that. The student says that the woman was very innocent. She said the man talked to every girl in the class and that he was just trying to use her to get better test scores. She says that the student was jealous because the man liked her the way she was. She then said that she was just warning the woman as she wanted her best. The The woman then says that the man had changed and the others didn't want to accept that. Later, another student asks if the man had gotten a good grade on the test. He says yes. She then asks how he managed that, as his grades were so bad. He then says that he was using the woman to get a better grade. He says the woman was thinking she was going to get something from him. The student then there and says that the woman was very naive. The man then says that he had a deal with the woman, which boiled down to her helping him and he would then go to the ball with her. The man then calls out to the woman and she asks what he wanted with her. She says the man was very ashamed of her and therefore shouldn't talk to her. He asks what she was talking about, and she said that she had heard everything he had said. He says the woman must have misheard what he said, but she says she didn't mishear and says he didn't need to go to prom with her. The man then asks the woman to listen to him. She said she wouldn't listen to him, throws a paper on the floor. At the ball, the man says he was grateful that everyone was there. He then says that the person he most wanted to see at the ball wasn't there, because he ended up hurting her. He says he did wrong, and he really wanted her forgiveness. The man says that she had taught him how to be a better person. He says he learned from her to look at what people have inside. He says that she taught me that everything is fate at work. He then said they could enjoy the party. The woman then asks if everything the man had said was true. He said he thought she wouldn't go to the ball, but she said she wasn't going to pass up the opportunity. He said that everything he had said was true, that the woman had taught him to be a better person. The woman then says she is grateful that the man learned that and asks if he believed in fate and he says yes. He then said that he had learned to keep the important things. He says that a simple piece of paper could contain a lot of love. She is then happy that the man has kept the paper. He said he would never throw that paper away, because that was where their story began. He then asks if the woman could dance with him. She is very happy and does not believe that her dream will come true. The two then start to dance while the others watch them.